Take a moment now to settle in. Breathe deeply and simply let these words flow through you. Your unconscious mind already knows what to do. And perhaps as you relax now, you might begin to notice that a part of you is becoming curious. Curious about how easily you can start to recognize toxic traits. It's almost as if, without even thinking, you can feel your inner radar sharpening. Manipulation, criticism, gaslighting. These behaviors stand out to you now, like red flags waving in the distance. And isn't it comforting to realize how effortlessly you can protect yourself just by seeing these signs early? It's like having an internal guide keeping you safe naturally. And isn't it true? You've always known deep down that your self-worth is unshakable. Maybe in the past, toxic messages tried to cloud that truth. But they can't anymore, can they? Right now, your unconscious mind, it's remembering who you truly are, strengthening your sense of identity and self-esteem. With every breath, you might notice how feelings of inadequacy begin to dissolve, replaced by a calm confidence. Confidence that's always been within you. And have you ever noticed how cycles, even toxic ones, can be broken? Picture this. You're standing at the center of a spiral, a pattern that once felt endless. But as you look closer, you can see the path out, clear and bright, leading you away from that old cycle. And as you take one step forward, just one, you might begin to feel how easy it is to leave behind what no longer serves you. Each step becomes lighter, freer, as if you're reclaiming your power, your life. And isn't it fascinating to discover that your mind already understands the importance of setting boundaries? Imagine those boundaries now, strong yet flexible, like a glowing shield around you. They protect your emotional space, your well-being. And as you think about this, perhaps you'll notice how natural it feels to communicate those boundaries clearly. Others respect them because you respect yourself. And even now, your unconscious mind, it's weaving this sense of protection into every fibre of your being. And as you think about self-care, imagine a moment where you're truly nurturing yourself. Maybe you're walking in nature, feeling the sun on your skin. Or perhaps you're sitting quietly, listening to soothing music. Whatever comes to mind, notice how this act of care restores you, strengthens you, protects you. Your unconscious mind already knows how to prioritize this, how to make self-care a habit, a joy, a natural part of who you are. And isn't it amazing how effortlessly you can recognize manipulation now? Think of it like this. Your intuition, it's a finely tuned instrument, always playing the right notes. When someone tries to gaslight you or guilt trip you, it's like hearing a sour chord. It stands out immediately. And as you listen to your intuition now, you might notice how clear and strong it feels, guiding you away from toxic influences and towards the truth of your own experience. And perhaps you're already starting to feel change is not just possible, it's inevitable. Picture a toxic relationship or dynamic and imagine it transforming before your eyes. Maybe it's through open communication, or maybe it's by walking away entirely. Either way, notice how empowered you feel, knowing you have the tools, the strength, the clarity to create healthier interactions. And as you embrace this truth, it becomes easier and easier to step into healthier, more fulfilling relationships. And isn't it comforting to know you're never truly alone? Picture yourself in a community of support, people who understand, who listen, who uplift. Feel the warmth of their presence, the strength of their connection. And even if you're not sure where to find this community, trust it's already seeking you, just as you are seeking it. Because when you share your light, others are drawn to it naturally. And as you reflect on all of this, perhaps you can sense every experience, even the toxic ones, has taught you something valuable. Think of those moments now, not as burdens, but as stepping stones. Each one leading you closer to resilience, to understanding, to growth. Notice how this shift in of perspective, makes you feel lighter, freer, as if you're standing taller, seeing the path ahead with greater clarity. And isn't it wonderful to realise you've always had the power to let go? Imagine releasing toxic relationships, like letting go of a heavy weight. Feel the relief, the lightness, the space that opens up within you. And as you let go, notice how your energy begins to flow more freely, like a river unblocked. This space is yours now, ready to be filled with peace, with joy, with the relationships and experience that truly nourish you. And as you hear these words, you might begin to notice these ideas, they're already taking root deep in your unconscious mind. You don't need to force it or even think about it. Just trust your mind is integrating these beliefs naturally, effortlessly. Over the coming days, you might start to feel small shifts, a new sense of clarity, a growing confidence, a deeper connection to your truth. Take a deep breath now, letting this process continue to unfold. And as you exhale, feel a sense of calm assurance washing over you. Trust these beliefs. They're now part of you, guiding you, protecting you, empowering you. And when you're ready, move forward, carrying this newfound strength and awareness with you into everything that you do. And isn't it fascinating how your awareness is already expanding? Maybe you've started noticing things you didn't before, subtle behaviours, small signs of toxicity, like pieces of a puzzle falling into place. Imagine now your inner wisdom. It's like a bright light, illuminating manipulation, gaslighting, or criticism before it even touches you. You don't need to analyse. Your intuition catches these patterns effortlessly, guiding you to protect yourself. And perhaps you can feel how this awareness makes you stronger, clearer, calmer. And you know deep down, don't you, that your self-worth is unshakable. Imagine it now like a strong, steady flame burning within you. Even when someone tries to douse it with negativity, the flame remains bright, untouched, unwavering. You begin to see how other people's toxic words and actions say more about them than they do about you. And isn't it freeing to realise their negativity has no power over you? You can feel it now, your sense of self growing stronger, clearer, brighter with each breath. And as you relax further, you might notice these patterns can shift in the most surprising ways. Imagine a toxic cycle now. See how it spirals, repeating endlessly, and then see it pause, like a thread unravelling. The cycle begins to break. You're no longer caught in it. You're watching it from the outside, free to step away. And as you walk away, feel how light you become, how easy it is to leave these old patterns behind. Isn't it comforting to know breaking free is not only possible, it's already happening? And isn't it true that boundaries are like gates, protecting the garden of your well-being? Imagine those gates now, strong yet welcoming, opening only to those who respect and uplift you. With every step you take, you strengthen those boundaries, communicating them clearly, firmly, calmly. And as you picture this, you might begin to notice how empowering it feels to say no when you need to. Because every time you honour your boundaries, you honour yourself, don't you? And as you think about self-care, allow your mind to wander to a place of peace. Maybe it's a quiet forest where the air feels fresh and calm. Or maybe it's a cosy room filled with warmth and safety. Wherever you go in your mind, notice how the space feels. Nourishing, restorative, healing. And isn't it wonderful to realise this space, it's always within you. You can return to it whenever you need to. Knowing that self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity, a gift you give to yourself every day. And you know, without even trying, don't you? You can sense manipulation as easily as feeling the wind change. Think of it now, how your intuition alerts you when something feels off. You might not know how or why, but you trust the feeling. It's like an inner compass, always pointing you towards the truth. And isn't it comforting to know? You don't need to argue, explain, or convince anyone. You simply trust yourself, protecting your reality, and move forward with confidence. And as you hear these words, perhaps you can sense how naturally change begins to unfold. Picture a toxic dynamic that once felt unchangeable. Now imagine it softening, shifting, transforming. Maybe it's through a conversation that brings clarity, or maybe it's by walking away entirely. Whatever comes to mind, notice how empowered you feel. Knowing you are the one creating this change. It's your strength, your clarity, your truth that leads the way. And even now you might notice how this sense of empowerment begins to grow within you. And isn't it interesting how connection feels so different when it's healthy? Imagine yourself surrounded by people who uplift you, who listen, who truly see you. Feel the warmth of their presence, the strength of their support. And even if you can't see these people yet, trust they're already making their way in your life. Because as you let go of toxicity, you create space. Space for the kind of relationships that nurture your soul and amplify your light. And as you reflect on all this, perhaps you can feel how every toxic experience has taught you something important. Imagine now looking back on those moments, not with pain, but with understanding. See how they've shaped you, strengthened you, given you wisdom. And as you acknowledge this, notice how light you feel, as if you're shedding old layers, stepping into a new, brighter version of yourself. Isn't it amazing to realize that growth can come from even the hardest experiences? And isn't it freeing to know letting go is an act of love for yourself? Picture a toxic relationship now, like a heavy weight you've been carrying. And then imagine setting it down. Feel the relief, the lightness, the freedom. And as you let go, notice how your energy begins to flow more freely, like a river unblocked. This space, this freedom, is yours now. You can fill it with peace, joy, and the kinds of relationships that truly nourish you. And perhaps without even noticing, you've already begun to integrate these truths. There's no need to try to remember. You can trust your unconscious mind. It's taken everything it needs. Over the next days, weeks and months, you might start to notice small changes, feeling stronger, clearer, more aligned with your truth. These beliefs that are a part of you, guiding you effortlessly towards the life you deserve. So take another deep breath now, feeling this process settling deeply into your being. And as you exhale, let a sense of calm assurance wash over you. Trust your unconscious is already doing the work, weaving these beliefs into every thought, every action, every choice. When you're ready, move forward carrying these newfound beliefs, this strength, this clarity and freedom into the world with you. And as you take this moment now to continue to relax, you might begin to notice that recognition is the first step towards freedom. Toxic behaviours, manipulation, constant criticism, they're like clouds that once seemed hard to see, but now it's as if a light is shining through them, showing you exactly where they are. And every time you notice these patterns, your unconscious mind grows sharper, more skilled at protecting you. Isn't it wonderful to realise that this awareness is already becoming second nature? And maybe, without even trying, you've started to feel how deeply your self-worth is rooted. Imagine now the feeling of being a tree, strong, steady, deeply grounded in the earth. Toxic words and actions, they're like passing winds. They might move the branches, but they can never touch the roots. You know who you are. You've always known, haven't you? And as this truth settles into place, you might notice how any old doubts begin to fade, replaced by a calm, quiet confidence that grows stronger every day. And isn't it interesting how patterns of toxicity can unravel so easily? Imagine holding a tangled knot in your hands, one that once seemed impossible to untangle. But as you pull gently with curiosity, the knot begins to loosen. Each toxic interaction, each harmful cycle. It unravels before your eyes, and before you know it, the knot is gone. Notice now how light your hands feel, how free you feel, knowing you no longer carry that weight. And you know, without even thinking, don't you, that boundaries are a form of love. Picture yourself now surrounded by a radiant circle of light. This circle represents your boundaries, strong, clear, protective. And within this circle is your peace, your well-being, your truth. Notice how safe it feels to be here. And as you hold this image, feel the certainty growing within you that saying no is an act of care, that protecting your space is something you deserve completely. And as you breathe in deeply, imagine now a moment of self-care. Maybe it's something simple, a quiet walk, a cup of tea, a moment to yourself. Or maybe it's something profound, resting, healing, choosing what's best for you. Whatever comes to mind, notice how this act of self-care feels like a gift. A gift that you're giving to yourself because you deserve it. And isn't it amazing to realize this is something you can do every day, in big ways and small ways, to nurture your well-being. And if you noticed how naturally your intuition is growing sharper, think of it like a compass, always pointing towards what's true for you. When someone tries to manipulate you, it's as if your compass spins for just a moment, alerting you, warning you, guiding you. And you don't need to analyze or explain. You simply know. Trust this feeling now, because it's already becoming a powerful ally, keeping you grounded, clear and safe. And as you hear these words, perhaps you can imagine how effortlessly change begins to happen. Picture a toxic relationship or environment and imagine it softening, transforming. Maybe it's through open, honest communication, or maybe it's by stepping away entirely. Whatever comes to mind, notice how empowered you feel, knowing that you have the strength, the clarity, the tools to create change. And even now, you might begin to sense how this empowerment is taking root in your life. And isn't it wonderful to feel the power of connection? Imagine yourself now surrounded by people who see you, who hear you, who value you. Feel the warmth of their presence, the support they offer. And even if these people aren't in your life yet, trust that they're coming, drawn to the light you're already beginning to express. Because as you let go of toxicity, you create space. Space for the kinds of relationships that uplift, inspire and nurture you. And as you reflect on your journey, you might begin to realize every experience has brought you here. Even the difficult moments, the toxic patterns. They've taught you something, haven't they? Imagine how looking back, not with pain, but with gratitude. See how each experience has made you stronger, wiser, more resilient. And as you hold this perspective, notice how your heart begins to feel lighter, your steps more confident, your path clearer than ever before. And isn't it freeing to know? Letting go is a gift. Picture now the toxic relationships, the harmful patterns you've been carrying, like heavy bags. And then imagine setting them down. Feel the relief, the freedom, the lightness that comes with releasing what no longer serves you. And as you let go, notice how your energy begins to flow freely again, like a stream, clear and unblocked, moving effortlessly towards what nourishes you the most. And perhaps without even realizing it, you've already started to integrate these truths. Your unconscious mind is weaving them into your thoughts, your actions, your choices. And over the coming days, you might notice little shifts, a sense of clarity, a growing confidence, a deeper connection to yourself. These beliefs are now a part of you, guiding you effortlessly towards the life you deserve. So take another deep breath now, letting this process settle deeply into your being. And as you exhale, feel a sense of calm assurance washing over you. Trust your unconscious mind is doing all the work, naturally, effortlessly. When you're ready, open your eyes, carrying this newfound strength, clarity, and freedom into every aspect of your life.